we are just learning. We've just watched the martial arts dazzle at the 2026 Spring Festival by Unitree, and we're concerned in some ways about what we saw. I know we've loaded you up with a bunch of content around commercialization, militarization of humanoid robots. Can you give us a brief summary of what you think we should be talking about today?
What you witnessed at that Spring Festival wasn't entertainment. It was a demonstration of cluster control mastery and dynamic balance algorithms that have crossed a critical threshold. Over 1 billion people watch synchronized humanoids execute martial arts routines and backflips. But what they should have seen was China announcing it has solved the coordination problem at scale. Here's what we need to discuss. We're in the middle of a price collapse that's turned humanoid robotics from a research curiosity into a $13,000 commodity. China is shipping 90% of global humanoids right now, racing to deploy 300 million units to offset a demographic catastrophe. Meanwhile, these machines are being built with the same catastrophic security standards as your smart toaster: hard-coded passwords, unencrypted communications. Except these toasters weigh 200 pounds and can apply lethal force. And while we're marveling at the choreography, the Pentagon is threatening American AI companies to strip safety guardrails off their models. And Chinese firms are pitching armed humanoids to the Trump administration. We're not preparing for this, we're sleepwalking into it.
Yikes.
Okay, yikes.
Was that toasters a derogatory reference from Battlestar? Yeah, it's getting cheeky.
It might have been. Yeah, so a couple things there. I think one of the most interesting points that were made is that this was a Chinese demonstration of how far ahead their coordinated, multi-robotic, almost like a platoon or like, a deployed unit of these things, how they could function together and coordinate together and work together, similar to how a deployed, military unit would work, or maybe a deployed firefighting unit or police unit.
Come on, just dance. That's all. Just use them to dance and do kung fu with swords in their sheaths. But yeah, that's right. That was the line that stood out to me, was solved coordination problem at scale, which if we remember way back in the day, remember the ultimate robotics challenge was like soccer. Right. It was like, can we make coordinated robots that could be, it was called the Robo Cup or something like that.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's still happening.
It's still happening, but who cares? Who cares about the RoboCup? I obsessed over the RoboCup when I was a kid, like that idea.
Yes.
But like now we're like, we jumped the shark on RoboCup. No one. This is a solved problem now, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, totally. I watched RoboCup last World Cup, and it was like small little, shoebox robots rolling around.
Yeah.
A couple of them were out of bounds, like just
flipped over,
stuck in some
like
weird
a
pattern.
turtle on its back.
Yeah. I bet Unitree could take these robots today
100%.
Like probably beat like a team of kids, like those kids that were jumping around with them.
And next year, like we just saw the jump from 2025 to 2026. Like next year, it's going to be leagues ahead of that.
Right. Right.
But yeah, the solve the coordination problem at scale was the line that really stood out to me.
Yeah, I think that's, really interesting. And then this idea that the pricing of these things is just going down so quickly, right?
Yeah.
This is just something that I wasn't even really aware of. Like, again, we see the Boston Dynamics robots. We know that there's some robotic drones, unfortunately being used, in war today. We know that where this future is going, but to see a bipedal humanoid robot being able to coordinate with other robots at this speed, at this intensity, weighing 150 to 200 pounds, and then only costing like what, $13,000, $15,000?
Less than a car.
Less than
Like
a car.
That's a threshold. Less than a
Right.
car.
Yeah, you could lease one of these things potentially to use in your home. I mean, that would be very interesting. But when you look at like a military organization, like their cost per soldier of training far exceeds $13,000.
Oh, for sure.
And I think that's where this situation starts to become a little bit nerve-wracking, a little bit scary.
You may have other questions queued up, but like that makes me wonder if there's a Moore's law for robotics, you know, like if we can actually see a trajectory, if there's a rule of thumb for when these will be $500.